trader that is struggling to get over to the profitable side, guarantee you these three things are going to change your whole life. Listen to me, please. These are all things that you overlook on your trading journey. I did it. Really wish I didn't. Wouldn't have to have suffered as long as I did, but it is what it is, right? We're all good now. The number one thing is every strategy works, right? You might know all the technicals, you might know all the fundamentals, all this stuff, and you think you're good, you think you know what's going on, but this strategy is not working. Bullshit. I will stop you right there. Every strategy works. It doesn't matter. You go watch all of TJR's videos. If you do what he says and you actually do what he says, you will be profitable. If you learn support and resistance, you could learn from a million different support and resistance content creators, traders. It works. Is it the best thing? I don't know. That's debatable. But it works, you know. Supply and demand works. All these things work. It's just you commit to one. You need to just pick one. If you, let's say you're a brand new trader and you just found support and resistance, which I think is what we all pretty much do. If you stuck with support and resistance and you never changed support and resistance and all you did was learn support and resistance forever, for 12 months straight, 2 years straight, you didn't give up on that one strategy and you did everything you could to learn that strategy in and out, it would be a profitable strategy. No bullshit. The other things that you need once you pick a strategy, right? I trade OBX. I'm the founder of OBX. I created it. So that's the whole point of this channel is I want to teach it. It's just another strategy. It's up to you whether it makes sense and you watch the videos and you want to trade this way. Don't do it just because I'm telling you and you're on my channel. Just pick a strategy. That's number one and stick to it. If you stick to it for 3 years straight, I promise you, it's all profitable. All profitable. The second one is trading plans. Another thing that you hear all the time, but you overlook the real meaning of a trading plan. A trading plan is not, boom, I have a strategy. This is the credential. This is the criteria to enter. I'm going to risk 1% to make 3% or 2%, and that's it. That's not a plan. You need to have 3 plans. Strategy is one plan. Know the ins and outs of your strategy. That's plan 1. What's the entry criteria? What am I looking for? Go detailed. The more detailed, the better. The less stuff you have, the more room for error. That's the point. That's the thing you're trying to eliminate is error. The second plan is a risk management plan. Like I mentioned, a risk management plan is not, I'm just going to risk 1% to make 2%. A risk management plan is, am I going to go break even? Yes, okay. I risk 1% to make 2. That's part of the plan. Next part, detailed. At what point do I go break even? Do I ever go break even? Do I take risk off the table? Do I take partials? Why do I take partials? What am I looking for these things, right? These are all aspects because the point of trading is risk adverse. You have to put risk on, but if you can take that risk off at an optimal point and let the trade run and maybe you get stopped out break even, these things are all pretty crucial. There's a reason so many people do these things, right? Be detailed. And plan 3 is protecting your psychology. If you don't follow plan 1 and 2, you automatically fail plan 3. Even if you just mess up one of them, even if you just enter too early on a strategy plan, you mess up strategy 3 and 2 because you're putting risk on the table when you shouldn't. Not yet. You didn't get full confirmation, so you're putting risk on the table, and then you're fucking up your psychology because if you lose, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to take another trade because you're going to be like, oh, no, I should have waited. Oh, it was too early. Boom, now's my confirmation. Let me put another 1,000 or let me put 0.5% back on or something. And then what? You lose that, and then your psychology goes down the drain. Your capital goes down the drain. You need to be so detailed and thorough with these things. I can't stress this enough. I didn't know that for no joke. 2 years. 2 years. 2 years, 2.5 years I was strategy hopping. 2.5 years I was not aware of my, importance of a trading plan and a detailed one, right? I had a trading plan, but I didn't understand the importance of a detailed one. Emphasis on that. And the last one is another thing I overlooked, and you hear these things from the beginning of your journey, and you kind of low-key feel like a dickhead by the end of it. Collect data. What is collecting data? How many times did you win? How many times did you lose? If you can't collect just that data, even if you're over trading, I'll give you an example. My example, me, right? I was profitable for months, but I overtraded because I collected data and I could see that I was profitable, but I didn't trust myself and I still overtraded. That's a separate issue. The point is, I didn't know that I was profitable until I was collecting data. Even though I was overtrading, I would collect data on the first trade. I would be like, all right, what happened in the first trade? Did it win or lose? Regardless of the other ones that might have won and lost as well. What's the data of every first trade I took every single day, every single trading day for a month? Boom, you end up with what? 9%, 15%, 6%, whatever it is. You're profitable, right? So if you just stick to that and you don't overtrade, you make money, but you don't know this if you don't collect data. There were so many times where I was trading supply and demand early, maybe a year in, 8 months in, I switched over to supply and demand, and I was getting some big wins on them, but I didn't collect any data, and I was too new that I didn't realize all the other nuances that I'm talking about, having plans and stuff. Supply and demand probably would have played out pretty well. I probably would have been profitable if I was 8 months in. Probably, let's say you just give it another year, let's say a year and a half. I would have been profitable. But it's all a journey. That's why I'm trying to tell you now. You don't have to go through this struggle. You can nip it in the butt now, learn it all, use it, get on with it, and start raking in money. There is hope at the end of it all, right? Even if you're like, I've been trading almost 3 years and I'm profitable, right? But it took me 2 years, and then it's taken me another portion. It's not quite 2.5 years, but it took me another portion to realize that I was profitable, if you get what I mean, right? So there's a process in there because I neglected certain things where I could have been making money, not losing money, but I was just losing money. So now when you start making money, it's all worth it, of course, so you don't mind. But do I wish that I was profitable a year in? Of course. It is possible. But it's just your rate of learning, and then the information's all over the place because you learn it from so many different people. But if you can focus on every strategy works, just pick one. Whether it's mine or someone else's, doesn't matter. Pick one strategy. At least try it and do the other two things, plan and data collection, on that one strategy for no joke, 6 months. 6 months. And you might be thinking, fuck, but I've been doing this strategy and it hasn't worked for 2 months. Do the other two things, start collecting data, deal with the fact that it's going to take that long, and then start seeing what sort of information you actually get back to yourself. You could be profitable already right now, but you haven't done the two other things, step 2 and 3, and you have no fucking idea. So just do it. I urge you to do it. Strategy, detailed plan, data collection. And then if you want to stop over trading, fuck it. I'll make it a new video. Anyway, deal with that. You're doing well. Keep it up. There is hope at the end of it all. Just keep pushing, please. If you want to learn OBX, subscribe. And I'm going to start putting out some videos and make it hopefully educational as fuck. And we all can make a big moolah together. See you later.